So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
A first carry here for Wh0aTV. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. You look at this Baltimore defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And you see the starting unit here, but really, you're going to see a lot of different personnel, a lot of different packages as they rotate in and out throughout the game.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll go right back to Wh0aTV. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. A man who played his college ball in Tallahassee. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
The slot man in motion right. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power. And it gives him a nice pickup. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Hey, report! Report!
Up the middle they go. It's Watson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
They'll try to run this one in. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Wh0Watkins, the intended target. And that'll make it third down. You look at this Baltimore defense. Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Michael Pierce in all of his 340-pound glory gets the sack. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 46 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready?
Another run now for Nwangu. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Third and 2.
Here we go, side. Tonight.
Give left side here for Nwangu. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Kene Nwangu, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a very good return. They'll be set up well when we resume action in the 2nd quarter. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Yo. Ready.
Now a give right side. It's Watson, and he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Jackson now. Right side and caught by Kohler. And they move this all the way down to the 9. He got 29 yards that time.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Jackson, options out left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Now it's Fields. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 112 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Here we go.
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Here we go, side. Go.
Up the middle, Nwangu. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Here we go. Side.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Tyler Goodson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers are back within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
They'll bring a tight end in motion right. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he stopped immediately there. Alex Highsmith there on the tackle. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
2nd down, they go again with Henry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. Tucker's kick is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now Fields. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Here we go. Good.
From the 50, here's Fields. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Going deep here for Watkins. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Don't jump. Ready?
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Tyler Goodson as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. These 2 teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just 1 play. Taken down at the 42. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there. Call it the 26. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, Watson, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force the incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They'll keep it on the ground. Goodson. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
On 3rd down, Goodson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Here's a 2nd and 5. Now a give right side. It's Watson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9. Jackson. Flush to his right. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 21 yards there on third down.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Brought down by Najee Johnson.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to have it here just past the 25. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Here we go, tonight.
They run the counter. Goodson. 41 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Here we go.
Fields now to throw. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important, too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because
looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks him right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
They'll run on first down. It's Watson. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, an 18-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Troy Pride. And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Now a handoff up the middle. Watson, and he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Watson, and he will have a Ravens first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Are things looking much rosier for them here in week 2? They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Watson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today. Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball. And they're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. This time, Jackson will throw it. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Ravens are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, They were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens. That is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Here we go. Good. Good eye.
Back to throw, Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Out of the gun, Fields. He'll let it fly for Austin. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 9 here.
Hey, Ozzie, sit up. Sit up.
And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Here's Austin. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Here we go, sit up.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Fights him off. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
Right. Go.
Now back to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Here we go, sit up. Sit up.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here we go.
Here's Fields. Hard throw, incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They snap it to Fields. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And this is a situation where as a head coach, you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here we go, son.
4th down. Fields has to have this one. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 for a Steeler touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.